Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Katherine Young and I'm a creative. And today we are doing one of my favorite videos of all time. We are decorating my home for spooky season. Now, I have a broken foot, and just this past week, I have been given the go-ahead to put weight on this foot. So I can't do as much this year as I typically do. But I have some help here on the other side of the camera. So my friend is here. She's gonna help me film, gonna help me put up some spooky decor, and we're just gonna make do. One thing I knew I had to do this year was turn my kitchen hutch into a spooky, authentic Cabinet of Curiosities. Now, if you look back in previous years, this is going to be totally different from how I decorated it before. Now, I'm a vintage reseller and antique dealer. I sell vintage here on YouTube, as well as eBay, and I have an antique booth. So I know how to source authentic vintage spooky items. It's kind of my specialty. And I remember a few years ago, there was this video with Jade, the Libra, and Voltaire. And they were talking in a car, and Voltaire made this great statement about how he wanted his home to look like a vampire lived there, not like a fan of vampires lived there.
I like to look at it like when people walk into my place, they might think to themselves like, an actual vampire lives here. As opposed to a fan of vampires lives here.
An actual jack-o'-lantern lives here.
And that really got my brain turning. As much as I love Halloween and true Halloween decor, I also just love spiritualism, turn of the century medical quackery, and items like that. And I knew I could decorate in a very authentic way. So today we're going to finish up a few items. I'm going to show you the areas in my home that I am still decorating for Halloween. And oh my goodness, y'all, I can't wait. Let's get going. First up, remember this doctor bag? Yes, I cannot wait to get all the TV props in this doctor bag and get this set up on the table by my front door.
You walk in and you see this display. I call it evidence of my ex-boyfriends. The medical props are all screen-used pieces from the TV show Bones. If you'll notice, the paperwork is from the Jeffersonian.
Okay, so let's talk about some of my inspirations for the Cabinet of Curiosities. So initially I was going to put a ton of divination items in there, a bunch of my fortune telling cards and such, but it just wasn't giving the right vibe. However, I am going to put this piece in. So this is an authentic palmistry guide. You might have seen it in my Oddities and Curiosities video. You might have seen me pick this up. And this piece is from 1894. So this is the real deal. This is the piece that people imitate now. This is for sure going in my display as a main feature. Another item that I absolutely knew I wanted in my Cabinet of Curiosities was some sort of bust. Sculptures, figural pieces are very popular in like dark academia aesthetic. And I knew I wanted a bust, and I found the perfect one on my trip to Indiana. This was made by Ariana from the Withering Cottage. It is the head of a boudoir doll on this gorgeous stand. And this is quadruple plate, the stand, so this entire piece is antique. And I love this because my bust is truly one of a kind, and I think it is perfect in the display. And this piece, this is the crowning jewel of the entire display. I picked up this Victorian vanity box a little over a year ago with a very specific idea in mind. Now, this is a true antique, and it's in exceptional condition, and I've never seen one this beautiful even. I turned this into a vampire killing kit. Now this is a work in progress. I keep picking up pieces for this. I even got this fun little faux garland here. And I'm just gonna keep building this year after year as I go. One piece I still wanna get is a stake to put in here and maybe some kind of larger cross, but this is filling up very nicely and I love the way it looks. Another one of my absolute favorite items that's going in is this gorgeous pin cushion that has knitting or tatting detail, and I have loaded it up with mourning items and items from the Odd Fellows. I love this so much. I got the original piece, the backing piece from the Office of Collecting and Design. Love them so much. And the gorgeous mourning brooches, the hair brooches, I got from the Underground Attic. This is one of my absolute favorite pieces, and this will be a year-round piece for me, even after Halloween. So my favorite piece that I picked up for the Cabinet of Curiosities is this really cool spice rack that I thrifted. It is from the 80s, and it kind of has like that country feel. In the 80s, that style was like really big. And what I think this is gonna be great as is like an antique looking apothecary setup. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take these turn of the century antique labels, bottle labels of like poison and all kinds of different things, and I'm gonna put them on these bottles. Now you can get these right now on eBay. These new old stock labels, they are available. You don't have to get reproductions, you can get the real deal. And what is so cool about these is all you need is one of these sponges and some water, and these have glue right on them. So you can take these, glue them right on the bottle, and they will hold.
And I'm gonna pick out which labels I want to use. I have tons of them. And I'm really looking for ones that have a very antique look, a lot of spooky names, things that give that creepy vibe. You know what I'm saying? I put a little saran wrap on these and paper towels to let these dry overnight.
I'm also gonna use that same trick on a modern bottle. I got this piece and it's a candle. It's a candle. I burned the candle out, and I'm gonna put this awesome old witch-all label on it. I think that's gonna be cool. So these are gonna look so great in the cabinet. I can't wait.
I used E6000 on this and cleaned it up a bit. Same technique as the smaller jars to dry overnight.
And I really do think these old labels look better than any kind of reproduction you can buy. They just have a truly authentic feel. The fonts are right, the paper is right. Mwah. Captain Jack, do you need in the video? Do you need in the video, Captain Jack? Oh goodness, oh goodness. Wouldn't be one of my videos without a cat in it. Say hi to the friends, Captain Jack. So this is my blind baby boy. He's about 2 years old. He fails all sight tests except for high contrast. Okay, baby, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna put you down. Say bye. Say bye. One of the items that needs to go in the Cabinet of Curiosities is this guy. It is a cigar holder. As you can see, the bottom needs some rehab. And so I'm just gonna use some wood glue to fix this up. I love this piece. So what you do is you spin this, and you can see how it holds the cigars. But why I like this is it has a very like mausoleum type feel. So I think it's gonna look great in the Cabinet of Curiosities. But yeah, it needs some rehab. The bottom's got some issues, and so I'm gonna glue that all together, and when I'm done, this is gonna look amazing in my hutch.
The bottom of this is in pieces. It's all wood, wooden gears, and I'm just going to use the wood glue and a paintbrush to get in all the cracks and crevices and fix this up.
One of the last projects I have for my hutch is this gorgeous old vintage frame. Now what I'm gonna put in it is my x-rays for my broken foot. I think that would be funny. I think it's a funny tribute to what I've gone through this last year, and I think it fits in perfectly.
I picked out which one I thought looked the very best in this vintage frame. I love how it looks hung up.
Now, one of the last projects that I have to put together for my Halloween display is a type of display for my Halloween postcards. I have some options. I have this little kit here with some string and some clips, and then I have this fun string. I'm not sure which I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna get my authentic antique Halloween postcards up, and I'm gonna make a garland with them. I think it's gonna look adorable.
I sorted out my postcards and got them ready for display. The garland is adorable. I love looking at all these gorgeous antique images of Halloween. Now let's look at the rest of this corner in my house that has been spookified for the season. We have spooky cats and some classic ghosties. And of course, the Sanderson sisters, blow molds, of course. I love these jack-o'-lantern pail towers. It's just pails stacked on top of one another to achieve that look.
Okay, so it's actually a couple days later. I finished up those projects and they went great. Honestly, better than I expected. Also, another piece has finally come in the mail. I'm so excited. I bought a piece of original art from an artist named Dustin Baylord, and it is finally here. It is a coffee witch art piece. He has a whole series of these. I am so excited. Beautiful large piece, and I'm gonna add this to my Halloween decor this year as well. However, this is probably gonna stay up year round for me, but it is spooky and Halloweeny nonetheless. And this is one of those moments where my vintage hoarding pays off. I have this gorgeous old chalkware frame. It's in worse for wear repair, of course, but it even has like a dead spider on it right now. Yeah, it's seen better days, but this is the perfect size to frame my gorgeous coffee witch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this frame a little bit, make it even darker, more in the blacks, And even on the top, it has some pink and blue, which lines up with this. I'm gonna keep the pink and blue in there, I think. And we're gonna frame this up and put the coffee witch in here. I think it's gonna look amazing.
First things first, to get the image out of this old antique frame, takes a little elbow grease, and then I started painting with some color shift iridescent black, blue, and red. Y'all, I have to say, I did not expect just how perfect this display would truly end up being. It looks like it was meant to be. And there's even a nod to Voltaire with his Gothic life book he published this year.
And the crowning jewel of it all, my kitchen hutch. Let's take a look how that turned out.
I love the way the antique bottle labels look. But to get the look I'm going for, I am gonna layer in front of some of them. I want this cabinet to look like it is years and years over time and has built up layers of items. That's the look I'm really going for. Spooky books, bugs, and tarot cards all set the scene. I love this Victorian mourning button I got from Katie at Vintage and Vinyl, and this cup came from Redbird Vintage. This flower frog looks like a cemetery gravestone. And the crowning jewel, the vampire killing kit. With all the little trinkets inside I have gathered throughout this year, including a set of vampire teeth. I love medical quackery. Again, with this display, it's all about layers upon layers, looking like items have been accumulated over the years and added to the shelf. That is the completed cabinet. The top is a tribute to Sleepy Hollow, one of my favorite childhood movies, and it stays looking that way year-round.
And that is it, y'all. I just love how my spooky Halloween hutch turned out. I loved how the rest of my house turned out as well. And this year had its challenges with the broken foot, but I still think this year I really outdid myself with the Halloween decor. Don't you think so, Captain Jack, huh? So if you like videos like this, vintage, thrifting, creative projects, spooky season projects, and more, please subscribe. And me and Captain Jack Sparrow will see you in the next one. Bye. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, sweetheart. Mwah.